Japan is a place known not just for its unique culture and fascinating history, but also its natural beauty. If you were to walk near the coastline of mainland Japan, you would take in many gorgeous sights, such as the colorful cherry blossom trees, mountains, as well as several islands off in the distance. You might also see mysterious ancient stones with carvings on them scattered along the coastline itself. And if you can read Japanese, you'd find that these stones contain eerie warnings that many people ignored and ended up paying for with their lives. March 11, 2011. Japan is hit by a 9.0 to 9.1 earthquake, today known as the Tohoku earthquake. Not only would this 6-minute-long earthquake be one of Japan's largest ever to be recorded, but it would also bring about an even more devastating aftermath. What followed was a tsunami with some waves reaching over 40 meters high and winds that are up to 700 kilometers per hour. At that speed, that means the wind was going more than twice as fast as a car you would see in a NASCAR race. The earthquake and tsunami also led to the Fukushima nuclear disaster, making it the biggest nuclear accident since Chernobyl. All in all, the result of this catastrophe caused damages of up to $235 billion in US dollars, 19,759 deaths, 6,242 people injured, and 2,553 people missing. While we as humans try to always look for new and innovative ways to mitigate damage and protect the lives of others from natural disasters, sometimes the answers aren't always necessarily the most technologically advanced. Sometimes we forget that we can learn a lot from our ancestors when we take a look at some of the clues from the past that they've left us. And sometimes these clues are right in front of our faces. A perfect example is the Japanese tsunami stones. The Japanese tsunami stones are seemingly random stones that can be found along the coastline of Japan. There is absolutely nothing random about them whatsoever though. Some being estimated to be nearly 600 years old, these stones have warnings on them in regards to which land to avoid settling on due to tsunamis. One of them, found in the city of Tsunami, reads, "Always be prepared for unexpected tsunamis. Choose life over your possessions and valuables." The practice of erecting these 0.5 meter to 3 meter tall tsunami stones was fairly common in Japan, not only in ancient times, but even up to the early 1900s. A more modern one was placed in the village of Anayoshi on Japan's northeastern coast after a devastating tsunami in 1933. The stone reads, "High dwellings are the peace and harmony of our descendants. Remember the calamity of the great tsunamis. Do not build any homes below this point." The citizens of Anayoshi are a great example of people who listen to their ancestors' warnings, with all of the remaining survivors of the 1933 tsunami moving uphill beyond the highest tsunami stone. This would one day save them when the tsunamis of 1960 and 2011 would hit. Sadly, not all people took the advice of these stones. As Japan and the world around it became more technologically advanced, many Japanese citizens started to forget about the warnings of their ancestors. This ancient and basic knowledge was slowly buried after World War II, when Japan started to recover from the war and develop a booming economy. New towns started rapidly growing on the coast of mainland Japan, especially during the 1960s. People started placing their faith in the Japanese government constructing seawalls. Despite having their advantages, seawalls can be quite an eyesore, and quite an expensive one at that. The constant maintenance of these barriers can also be a nuisance to the local population, despite its effectiveness. To prevent the loss of life, other measures can be taken, such as better evacuation preparation and better city planning. While seawalls are still an effective preventative measure from tsunamis, they are not fail-proof. Even utilizing this advanced protective measure, we should still heed the warnings of those that came before us, especially if it involves using our common sense when it comes to where we construct buildings. It's easy to think that we know more than our ancestors, but if 90% of the population was to die from a catastrophic event today, such as a devastating asteroid impact, would the survivors be able to continue on surviving with their current knowledge? Or would our knowledge today, while seemingly coming across as superior than that of our ancestors, not be enough to carry on as a species overall? Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Also, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.